Are you ready for Wonderful Wednesday? This is our last Wednesday drawing together, as next week I'm hoping to put together a compilation video of all of your artwork throughout the year. It's been so wonderful working with you online, and I'm looking forward to the fall though when we can all be back together and enjoy our wonderful Wednesday time. Just want to take a second to give a shout out to all of you students who have drawn with me. I've loved seeing your pictures and just seeing the cool things you're doing. So keep it up over the summer and look out next week for that special video.
Art Dog by Thatcher Hurd. Arthur Dog was a guard dog at the Dogopolis Museum of Art. He liked his job. He liked guarding the paintings by Vincent van Gogh and Pablo Poodle, but Leonardo da Vinci was Arthur's favorite painter. Or was it Henri Matisse? Arthur couldn't decide. At night, Arthur came home to his little apartment on West 17th Street, made himself dinner, and read until it was time for bed. Arthur led a quiet life. He seldom went out, except on nights when the moon was full. On those nights, Arthur's eyes grew bright and his fur seemed to glisten. He would take out a box he kept in his closet, put on a hat and a mask, and tiptoe down the back stairs into the streets of Dogopolis. He crept down an alley, and when he was sure no one was around, he unlocked the box and took out paints and brushes. He painted a slash of lightning, a splash of sunshine, and dozens of glowing lights in the night. He painted monsters 10 feet tall, fish with tails the size of houses, frogs ready to hop over skyscrapers. When he was finished, he crept home, a dog alone, wondering if anyone ever noticed his paintings. No one saw him paint or sign his paintings with the splat of his tail and the name Art Dog. No one knew who Art Dog really was. Until one night at the museum, crash! A window was broken, a door was busted. Brrr! The alarm went off, and footsteps clattered down the alley behind the museum. The police screeched to the scene of this crime. The director of the museum was not far behind. "Yikes! The Mona Wolf is gone!" cried the museum director. "Look what they left instead of a Leonardo da Vinci."
"Is that art? Looks like a Mona Lulu to me,"
said the chief of police. "The paint's still wet," said the museum director.
"Find me the culprit,"
barked the chief of police. They nabbed the first dog they found in the alley. His eyes had a certain glow to them, and his fur seemed to glisten in the moonlight. He also had paintbrush in his paw.
"Book him,"
said the chief of police, and they threw him in jail. But when no one was looking, he pulled out a brush and a tube of paint and painted a ladder. He climbed up the ladder, and where there were bars, he painted a window and jumped out, back into the streets of Dogopolis. Then he put his nose in the air. What was he sniffing? Suddenly, he took out his brush and his paints. Zip, splash, smoosh! He painted himself a brushmobile with his name on the side. Art Dog. He whizzed over to the Acme Paint Factory to fill up his tank. Then off he roared into the night, over highways and bridges, through the park and past the ballet, leaving a trail of paint behind him as he went. He slammed on his brakes in front of a deserted warehouse. He sniffed. He tiptoed. He looked inside. 3 nasty-looking mutts were getting ready to ship something to a distant port. He looked closer. It was the Mona! Yikes! The mutts turned around.
"Hey, what are you doing here?"
said the biggest mutt. "Gosh, I must have made a wrong turn," said Art Dog.
"You can say that again,"
said the mutts. It looked like big trouble for Art Dog. There was only one thing left to do. Paint. What a masterpiece!
"Wow,"
said the chief of police as he arrived with the museum director.
"How did you know where the Mona was?"
Art Dog wiggled his nose. I can smell art from a mile away." The director of the museum said, "I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Art Dog," said Art Dog, pointing to his brushmobile. "Art Dog, I like the way you paint. How about a show at the museum?" "Sure thing," said Art Dog as he sped away in his brushmobile. Soon it was the night for Art Dog's show at the Dogopolis Museum of Art. Everyone stood around and sipped root beer as they waited to meet Art Dog and see his paintings. But where was he? Where were his paintings? And for that matter, wondered the museum director, where's Arthur? He should be on the job tonight. Suddenly there was a sound. Everyone rushed outside just in time to see Art Dog, high in the sky, finishing his masterpiece, City Rhapsody. Everyone was amazed and speechless. Then suddenly, he was gone. Who was Art Dog? Who was this painter in a brushmobile, catcher of crooks, bringer of light to the Dogopolis night? No one knew.
Today we're going to draw the famous Art Dog in his getaway mobile. We're going to start with a really long pointed line like this. A long line with a long shape. And this is the brush mobile, so we need the metal part of the paintbrush. And we're going to put a dot at the end. We're going to round out and curve. This is the head of the paintbrush. You can give it a few little lines if you want. Show the bristles in the brush. And we need a windshield. So we're going to double line with a curve. And the windshield's going to come down and touch the front of the car. And it did say Art Dog on the side. That needs two wheels. We're going to do double curves on the front. And about the same size, double curves in the back. And then Art Dog, this is the scene where he's actually painting the brushmobile. So we're going to have him off to the side over here. Just slide over a little. And we're going to start with his nose. He's actually going to be looking at us. We're going to start with a small oval. And the oval is going to have two curves. 1, 2. And he has a mask on, so we're going to give a little curve in the middle. It's going to round down and touch. Round down and touch. And then on top, this is the top of the mask. So we're going to come in 2 curves. We're going to leave this little openings for his eyes. 1 rainbow, 2 rainbows, and 2 little dots for his eyes. Then he has his art hat on. And his doggy ears. And his doggy chin. And his body, he's reaching out. So he's got one hand up and one hand down. One hand up and one hand down. Let's give him a little neck to connect. And this hand, he's reaching and he's holding his paintbrush. And it's okay that we overlapped. Here's his little paintbrush out here. So double line, rainbow with a point. And his other arm up here is reaching high in the sky. Thumb and some bumps for fingers. His body comes down. It's going behind the car. Got his waist. He has a little yellow belt on. He's The rest of his body is hidden. Getting ready to jump into his Artmobile. He's going to save the day. Now my special challenge for you is, can you do some kind of special artwork up in here? Maybe he just got done painting one of the walls.